Hi, my name is Garrett Kuhn. This is with Sign in Hand. It's estimated that there are over 500,000 homeless people here in the United States. Nearly 85,000 who are chronically homeless. Now these are people who live amongst us in our communities. These are our neighbors. But so rarely do we ever actually interact with them. Well, today we will. This is going to be raw, unedited, real footage of people sharing their stories about living with Sign in Hand. Hello, how you doing today?
I'm hanging in there. I've had better days.
Yeah. Well, my name is Garrett. With a group called the ASY Network. We're actually going around today looking for people willing to share their stories, kind of down on their luck.
I'm willing to share my story.
Fantastic. We're more than willing to buy you lunch and just kind of sit down, just 15, 20 minutes, talk with you, if that's all right. Where would you like to eat?
I guess we could go in here.
Yeah, if you're happy with Wendy's, we'll be happy to.
That's good.
Okay. My name is Garrett. What was your name again?
I'm Heather.
Heather. Good to meet you.
So this dude over here is with you?
Yes. There
Hey,
with
my
me.
husband's over here.
Okay.
And he's a disabled veteran.
Okay.
And I just broke my leg 2 days ago.
Okay. Well, honestly, if you guys are interested, we can talk to you guys both.
I'm open to share my
Like-
story.
All right. Thank you, Heather. Appreciate it.
He's over there. He's wearing a black coat.
Okay. What's his name?
David.
David? All right. Well, yeah, we can probably sit down with both of you guys.
I'm willing to share my story.
Folks, my name is Garrett. I'm here with the ASY Network, and we're looking for people, in hard situations out there asking for help with Sign in Hand. And today we have David and Heather.
Yes.
And you folks are married, correct?
Absolutely.
How many years have you been married?
6.
6 years?
It'll be 7 on March 23rd?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, 7 on March 23rd.
And you folks are in a pretty rough situation. You're both degree holders.
Yep.
Yes.
What do you have your degrees in?
I have a degree in physics from the University of Texas. She has 2 degrees, one in healthcare.
My degree is healthcare administration from Southwest Texas State University, which is now called Texas
State. Whatever.
But when I got my degree, it was Southwest Texas State University,
In San Marcos, Texas.
healthcare administration. I also hold an associate's degree in computer programming. I'm a certified Oracle DBA.
Yes.
Very educated.
Yeah.
We're both not stupid.
In 2009, in January, he sold his business, and he thought he could go
What
back.
kind of a business was it, by the way?
It was retail. It was retail.
It was a retail liquor store.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, liquor stores, there's always a demand. There's always a demand. So you sold
No.
No.
When the economy went south, no one had money to spend.
Wow.
And then they also tore up the street in front of his mom and pop store.
Which you don't have
Went
mom and pop
south.
stores in Texas. You have big liquor stores.
Yeah.
I see.
He had a
So
retail
I knew what
business
was going
that
on.
Profits went up for 5 years.
I'll let you talk.
Profits went up for 5 years, and then the economy went south. And he decided to sell it just in time, because then they also tore up the street, and you couldn't get into it.
I see.
He sold it for just enough to cover the inventory
And to
and
pay
what
off
he
my
had.
ex-wife.
He sold it just enough. Well, he wanted to go back into account services, which is kind of what he used to do.
Engineering.
He's an account manager.
Okay.
An account manager. I mean,
He's been his own business holder for 30 years. But the basic thing he did was account services.
And who's going to hire a 50-year-old who's already had their own business? And I thought engineering, yes, I could do that, you know, because I used to get
Old
jobs
business
just like
knowledge.
this.
So you're qualified to come on at, you know, above starting price, you know, for a new employee.
And
But
willing to
nobody's
go in
gonna
at
hire
entry
me.
level.
Sure.
Account services is the heart and bones of what he's been doing. Because tell him when you save the account for Motorola. Tell him when you save the account for Motorola.
Yeah.
That's account services at its core.
Yeah.
Take off
Yeah.
your glasses.
Okay.
It's account services at its core.
Yeah.
So, 2009, you sold your family liquor store. What happened that brought you from Texas to Colorado, now on the streets?
Okay. I used to go to Colorado all the time. I mean, since I was 5 years old. You know, we came here, we went to camped out, and, you know, we fished and
His
everything.
mom and dad brought him and his brothers here camping all the time.
Okay. So,
And his brother lives in Salida.
And-
He loves Colorado.
and I like Colorado. I thought, you know, Colorado Springs is a cool place. Because I used to have an account here, actually. I used to have an account here in Colorado Springs. I used to come here for business. Okay, so we came here from
We chose
Texas.
here because it's not Denver, because where we were most recently is in Austin,
Okay.
metro area. And
Yeah.
I lived for 20 years in the San Antonio area. We did not want to be in a metro area anymore, but we needed to be in an area that had a potential for a job.
Sure.
I've been here for, 14 months now?
Yeah, we've been
I can't get a
14
job.
months.
So you guys.
And I tell you the truth, I'm disabled. Okay.
We're waiting on his disability
On my
claim to get
disability.
approved.
That and the VA.
Yeah. Well, the
That
VA
VA.
has denied his hearing disability is from his service on the flight line of the USS America.
Yes.
He used to be an avionics technician in the Navy, but they've denied his hearing disability twice.
When did you serve?
I'm sorry.
Well, what years
What
did you
years
serve?
did you serve?
Not during wartime, during the Carter administration. 76, 79.
Thank you for your service. I appreciate that, but
He's got an honorable
since-
discharge from the Navy,
I've
and
got
it's
an honorable
from
discharge.
his deafness is from his service on the flight line, but they've denied his claim
Just
twice.
keeps going down. It just, you know,
And of course,
my
as he
hearing
gets
just keeps
older,
going
it
down.
degenerates.
So you folks are well educated, well qualified, with a history
sir.
of service to our country, with a disability caused by service to our country.
That's what I'm trying to go for.
And me with
who
a
is helping you guys out? Who?
nobody,
Nobody's helping
No.
you guys out.
nobody.
You know what?
Look,
this
the
woman
Springs.
has-
Hold on.
Go ahead.
He's asking who's helping us.
Nobody.
No, the Springs Rescue Mission.
Oh, actually, the Spring Rescue Mission.
The Springs
Saved us a
Rescue
lot.
Mission has absolutely
Yes,
saved
yes,
our
Spring
lives.
Rescue Mission saved us
They
a
provide our
lot.
clothing. Everything I'm wearing, I got from the Springs Rescue
Yes,
Mission.
yes.
This
yes,
wheelchair
yes,
that I'm
yes.
sitting in came from the Springs Rescue Mission.
2 days
An
ago.
absolute organization. They need all the donations they can get. They're taking care of so many homeless people in this area. They need all the
With
donations
no
they can get.
qualifications. Just
They've provided every inch of clothing that we're wearing,
everything.
except our sunglasses. They've provided
we did buy the
every.
sunglasses.
Well, up until 2 days ago, I was able to do odd jobs. I've been doing painting, landscaping.
Yes.
I did some computer work
Yes.
for a very generous Christian woman that's been paying me to do it. Now I can't.
Yes. Because she was flying a sign. Said, need work, please help. She goes,
This
I
very
got some
sign
work.
put me in touch with this woman
She goes, I got some work for you.
that has paid me $10 an hour to throw dirt and rocks around and to paint and do physical labor.
And I've also been there.
He's done some too.
Yeah.
But now my leg is broken
Now,
because I
2
slipped on
days
the
ago,
ice.
she was walking around.
But now I can't even do that.
And now you have medical bills on top of everything else?
Oh.
Or does the Springs Rescue Mission help with those sorts of things too?
No, I have Medicaid.
Okay.
Medicaid will pay my medical bills. Everything else is up to me.
I've got Medicaid and I have VA.
All right.
Okay.
But here's the other thing. He is in renal failure. His VA appointment for his renal failure is in May.
It's in Denver.
He's already been in the hospital once for renal failure. And he's already declining again.
Yes.
He will go back in before May, I guarantee you.
And
So the VA has failed him.
yes.
Yeah, they have.
Yes.
You go back in for that, what happens?
What happens when he goes back in, because he's already declining, when he goes back into renal failure, they'll put him in for a couple of days in the ICU.
Which I've already been to ICU for this.
They'll catheterize
Through
him.
Medicaid.
And they'll relieve the backflow into his kidneys because of his urinary problem, which is why we're waiting for a urology referral. They'll relieve the backflow from his kidneys. He'll be down for a couple of days, and then we'll be discharged to the street.
That's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Discharged to the street from
They
ICU.
discharged him from ICU
From
to the
ICU
street.
to the street. Because, hell,
How long have you two been on the street now?
We've
Where?
been here in Colorado Springs since December the 6th.
Okay.
we've been-
2014?
Yeah, last year.
Okay.
last year.
We lost our home. I mean, the last time we had a residence over our head
Do you
was
understand?
August of
I used to make a
2010.
lot of money.
August the 27th, 2010 is the last time we had a roof over our heads
I used to make a lot
Was that
of
in
money.
Texas?
in Texas. Yes.
In Texas. And I came here because, well, I like Colorado Springs.
Well,
Okay,
when we
and I've
came
been
here,
through
he was
here.
about to be 59. He's about to be 60. He's retirement age.
And I thought I could get a job like this. My dad, who's passed away last December, he goes, no, once you're over 50, forget it.
Well, once I
And then-
hit 40, forget it.
And then,
I had a job.
and the
come in
other
here.
reason,
Go ahead.
and the other reason is because I've been self-employed. So who's going to hire me? I'm over 50. I'm
He's his own
self-employed.
job reference. But even I'm old.
You're only 45.
I know. But when we came here, remember I was supposed to come go to work for
Yes.
this tax company?
Yes.
And it took
Yes.
us 2 weeks longer to get here, and I missed the start date.
Right. Yeah.
So
No, that's what happened.
So when you moved to the Springs, you had a job lined up, but you...
That's what we thought.
it took us 2 weeks longer to get here. And so once I got here, it was gone. And my friend, my good friend that's been paying me to do landscaping and painting and, manual physical labor, she says, oh yeah, the Springs is notorious for you not being able to get employment.
So we thought about going to Denver.
But Denver's pretty rough.
Denver's pretty rough. Yes.
Yeah. So we just
So-
figured we'd stay here and try another month.
And then she broke her foot.
And then day before yesterday, I fell on the ice.
Yes.
And I broke my foot.
And this is just, broken the ice because we have to travel, we have to walk. We've got bus passes, we have to walk. And that black ice, like, you better be careful. 'Cause you can fall. I've already hit my head twice.
Yeah.
I've got 2
He
concussions.
had a concussion, and he had a small brain bleed because he fell on the ice and hit his head.
We have to
And
walk.
when I fell, my ankle spiraled. It's a spiral fracture. It's probably going to require a plate. Who knows how long it's going to take me down.
And I was hoping for her to make some money so that we could get
Housing.
an apartment, housing. Okay. Now, we're past that.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any family that can help?
I do in Texas. I do in Salida, Colorado. Okay, Salida, Colorado is the only closest Tony.
Yeah. I don't have any family. My mother died.
No, she didn't have a family
I
at
don't have
all.
any family. Other than my 2 daughters,
The o-
they're not adults.
I'm the oldest of
His
6
brother
boys.
lives here in Salida. His mother has a 3-bedroom house in Texas, but he has a brother that has issues.
Well, it sounds like you guys have issues too.
Obviously.
So I guess my question is, I mean, have you reached out to your family to help?
Oh yeah.
And what have they been able to help at all?
No.
No.
We're not allowed to go there.
No.
Because they're dealing with their own families. And they don't want to take us on. And all of our issues. Because quite frankly,
Tony's
where we are, it's going to take a lot to get us back into a normal way of doing things. And our families just don't want to take us on.
Yeah.
They just say no. You guys can go out there and you can sleep in the cold and not eat and freeze to death. Because literally that's what they're saying.
That's basically what you're saying, yes.
They know that we're sleeping outside. We've had 2 tents.
Well, Mom thinks that we're in a mission. Because Mom.
Well, we sleep in the shelter when we can, but some nights we're not.
Why is that?
The mission is a complete
system.
lottery system. And at the other place, the beds just fill up. And we used to have tents. We've had 2 tents that have gotten stolen by other homeless people. We've had 5 backpacks stolen by other homeless people.
How many bikes? 5 bikes?
Yeah, 5 or 6 bikes. Bikes are not that important.
Yes.
But your backpack has your medication.
Oh,
It has everything vital to your existence in it. We've had 5 backpacks stolen by other homeless people.
Well, why do you do that? I mean, I've met some really nice homeless people. And we help each other.
Some of our most wonderful friends are our homeless friends.
Yes.
But we're all in the same boat. And we know who we are and we watch out for each other.
I was going to say, do you guys typically try to help each other out?
In our little community, we do. But when you go outside of your community, you're exposed and you're vulnerable.
Yes.
You know, once or twice when we've been outside of our community, we've had our stuff stolen. Fortunately, we've never had violence upon us.
No, we haven't. Well, no, we haven't.
We have not had violence upon us.
We have not had violence upon us.
But we've had money, ID, medications, and things that are essential to our everyday being stolen from us by our homeless friends. Actually,
they're not friends.
They're part of
just other people.
They're homeless people, but they're not part of our little community, and we watch out for each other. We do.
A lot of us, we do.
In the parking lot where we used to sleep,
yeah,
we had our little campsites.
Yes.
And there was this guy that came in.
Yes. Oh.
And he urinated in public in front of children.
And there's a lot of people camping out there. This is at the
And there was a mom that came out. She says, "You're not going to do this in front of my daughter."
Yeah.
And right behind her was 5 men.
Mm-hmm.
They kicked him out.
All the men got him, and we didn't touch him. Didn't touch him.
You gotta go.
We just you go.
But then
once you got out to the road there on Las Vegas,
gone.
Yeah, but he got arrested. He got arrested because somebody called.
Well, then Colorado Springs PD came because he made a complaint against us, and the 5 men told the cops what happened, and the cops were like, "Yeah, call us if it happens again." So we do have our little group, and we watch out for each other. But the larger homeless community, I mean, the really hardcore homeless is not part of our community.
Around here.
I mean, there's some violent people.
There's some violent people. Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that we haven't.
It's amazing we haven't already been hurt.
Yes, it is. It is.
And the shelters are going to close on April the 15th. All the shelters are going to close on April the 15th.
April 15th. Yes.
Well, on April 1 or somewhere around April 1, we're going to buy a tent. Who knows where we're going to post it up?
Oh, then the hot team's going to come after us.
Well, the homeless outreach team.
The homeless outreach team.
These are the police that come and confiscate what you've managed to buy and accumulate to keep yourself safe. There's no room for you in the shelter, and the 2 major shelters are going to close on April the 15th.
Is that for the season, or
it's for the year?
The season. It's
up until next winter.
It's not going to be cold anymore.
The RJ
because it gets warm in Colorado middle of April.
On April 15th, I wouldn't call it warm, but that's when they close.
Yeah.
The RJ Montgomery Center is open year-round. The 2 warming shelters are the Springs Rescue Mission and the Salvation Army shelter on Weber. They're both going to close on April the 15th. I guarantee you we will not have a place to go on April the 15th.
Well, we're going to get a tent.
We're going to get a tent, but then where do we put it? I'm thinking we're going to go back to the parking lot at the rescue mission, which is where we spent most of the summer.
If Sarah let us do it. Yeah.
But even there, you were having your tent and your backpacks and your bikes stolen.
Yeah.
On a regular basis.
Well, right there in the parking lot, our little community will watch. It's when they tell us we have to leave.
But that one backpack.
And we go down the trail and we go down over to the closed KOA park. It's when we go camp there that all of our stuff gets stolen. And we're subject to violence. There are young people that are going around doing homeless bashing.
Homeless bashing, what's that?
They're going around with baseball bats. And
That's what we've heard. That's what we've heard.
It's not happened to us. But
not happened to us, but I've heard this.
Well, no, remember Bear got burned up in his tent.
Yes, he did.
You had a friend that got burned up in his tent?
Yeah.
Yes, he did. They finally sent him to Denver.
Last I heard, he was in Denver at the burn unit.
He died
But
in
there's
Denver
a
at the
thing
burn
called
unit.
homeless bashing, and there's young people that are going around beating up on homeless people just because they can. Because a lot of these guys, this is how they live. They get their Social Security on somewhere between the 1st and the 3rd. The young people know they either have alcohol or weed, and so they go and beat them up, and they get their money and whatever else they have, their alcohol and their weed, and they're gone.
So, is the biggest danger that you guys face the elements or other people?
Right now it's the elements.
Yeah, but right now it's the cold. It's the element, and then after that is other homeless people that are just because there's so many mentally ill people, you know, and we have to deal with that. And then there's they got drugs.
I had a really good hiding place. I had a really good place where I knew where to go.
I know what you're talking about.
I knew where I needed to go if I needed to be safe. Well, now because this is another issue between the 7-Eleven at Cimarron in Nevada and the 7-Eleven at St. Elmo in Nevada and the Come and Go at Nevada and Las Vegas, there is no place that you can use a restroom. All the public restrooms are closed.
They cut it down.
And I understand why. They have found all kinds of needles. Their employees have been stuck by needles.
People shooting up.
They've had their bathrooms completely destroyed by homeless people. I understand why they're closed. But me as a female, there is nowhere for me to use a restroom inside within half a mile.
Jeez. Yeah. Or maybe a mile. Wow.
So I have used the restroom outside more than once. Because when you gotta go, you gotta go. Not much you can do about it. But because of the way the crazy people act, and actually the drug addicts act, because the reason why the toilets were closed up is because the addicts are trying to shove their heroin needles down.
Yep.
Because my friend Tim at Come and Go is a manager. Yeah. And I was there the morning that it happened twice in a row. No sooner did they clean the bathroom up than someone clogged it again. So if you check the Come and Go,
they're shooting up in the bathroom,
and then they're putting the needles down.
And they put the needles down there, and these people are trying to clean them up, and they get
or they put it in the trash, and they get hit.
You know, I mean, I understand.
I understand why they closed it.
Close it down.
But and there's nowhere within a half-mile radius of the Springs Rescue Mission that if the mission's not open, I cannot urinate unless I'm outside.
Wow.
And I understand why the businesses have done it. I do.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I would do the same thing.
Understand.
I've owned my own business. I do the same thing.
But what I was saying about my little spot that I know where to hide, after they closed the restrooms, the heroin addicts had to find somewhere to shoot up. Well, now they found my little corner, and you can see
and there's needles,
heroin needles all over the
place.
I mean, if you want to meet me there tomorrow, I can show you.
It's just totally disgusting.
There's human defecation. There's heroin needles all over the place. And that used to be my little place to hide.
Yeah.
But now I know it's not safe and I can't go there.
So you folks are in need of some sort of stable situation so you can get on your feet and be able to get a regular job of some sort.
Yeah, I need some stable housing.
But in order to get some sort of stable situation, you need to have a job of some sort.
It's a catch-22. You can't get stable housing without employment. You can't get employment without stable housing.
Other than the Springs Rescue Mission, are there any official sources, any official organizations out there that are helping you guys?
I've gone to RMHS.
There are plenty housing things, okay? He's a veteran. He could get a housing voucher from the VA. He has an active warrant in Texas for failure to
Can't
appear.
do it with HUD, with HUD. Can't do it. No.
He has an active warrant for failure to appear for a
And I
court
would like
date
to go
for a
do
traffic
something about
violation that we couldn't get to. But because
don't
of
have
that,
resources
and they're
to do
never
that.
going to extradite him for it, but because he has an active warrant and we volunteered that information, he cannot get a housing voucher.
Are you able to contact the court down in Texas and have that cleared up?
You know, if I had a
It'll
stable
be-
place,
It'll be
yeah.
several $1,000s in fines
whatever.
to satisfy it. So we're stuck. We don't have the money to pay the fines. If he goes back to Texas, it's going to be jail time. And he's not healthy enough to do that.
No, I have some health problems.
And it's for
Okay.
failure to appear for a court date.
Apart from your hearing problems, what other health problems do you have? And then renal
failure and liver failure.
And liver failure, both. So,
And he's got cognitive issues. If you ask him about this conversation tomorrow, he won't remember most of it.
I might not.
Was that something that was occurring prior to the head injuries that you had mentioned?
Now, the head injuries have made it worse.
Jeez.
Oh, that just happened this last month.
Yeah.
That just happened this last month.
And so,
Jeez.
as a result, I'm rarely apart from him. You know?
Yeah.
And if I get a job, hopefully I can get a job, that means he'll have to be on his own.
But now you got a broken foot.
Yeah, well, it's not going to happen. But so, like, his dad died from dementia. He's got family history of this.
Yeah. Dad died in December. Yeah, a couple months ago.
But yeah, he can't get a housing voucher, or we can't do any of the housing programs because he has an active warrant in Texas. They're never going to extradite him for it.
No, not under HUD.
No.
You know, Section 8 or whatever.
So we have to go under the radar, and I have to get a job, and I have to be able to pay money
You
for a,
can't get
for
a
a place
job
to
anymore.
live.
Now you broke your foot.
Well, this fracture of my foot changes everything. But I was
No way
absolutely
change
qualified for a job. I can pass any kind of background or drug check you want.
Lord, you've got...
But now I physically can't walk for a while.
You guys are in an amazingly difficult situation, and you're both really intelligent people. What do you feel is something that our community, that we as a community can do to begin helping people in your sort of a situation?
You're not the first person that asked us this. There's been several people, including the
advocates at the rescue mission.
It's like, what can we do to help you?
Look,
Okay.
we have both been caught drinking alcohol. We've not been stupid drunk or doing anything stupid, but yeah, we had alcohol. We like to have a little bit of wine before we go to sleep at night. We've not committed
If you're living in the
crimes or
mission, you're
bothering
living in
anybody.
the homeless place.
The reason why we're not at the rescue mission is because we've been caught with, like, each a glass of wine. And we were turned in, we weren't doing anything stupid. You know, for all intents and purposes, that's where I live. At least at the rescue mission, we can be in the same room. Can't be in the same bed, and I got that one. But we're in the same room. At the R.J. Montgomery Center, we're completely separate.
Yeah.
And he's deaf, and he has cognitive issues. So I hear for him a lot, and I answer for him a lot. I can't do it when he's on the other side.
She helped me a lot.
When he's completely
Truly
separated
does.
from me, I cannot answer for him or help him. And there's some really crazy, stupid men over there.
Yeah.
You know, so
Without a doubt.
we just prefer not to be separated.
No, it
'Cause-
seems like you guys rely on each other, and
Oh, we
I have
do.
to say,
Without a doubt.
I mean, you guys' story is one of the greatest examples of, I do for richer, for poorer, for better, for worse. So in that sense, you guys' relationship is kind of inspiring.
Absolutely together.
Our
together.
relationship is almost as perfect as you can get.
Yeah, we've already been married. First time, second time, this is better.
Yeah.
This is much better second time. And we're absolutely
You'd rather
together.
be homeless and happy together than in a home and miserable with somebody else.
People know us. People know us.
He's correct. He said we would rather be homeless and outside together than separated.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt. Oh, without a doubt.
And we like to drink a little bit of alcohol, but we don't get stupid drunk. But they don't allow it in the shelter. And that's a federal thing, and I understand. The rules are the rules.
And we told them, it's like, yeah,
Here it is.
We're adults here, okay?
So you guys get a second chance with them then? or is it one time done?
No, we actually could, if we went and talked to the matriarch of the whole thing,
Sarah.
the director of the whole
You're
program,
talking
and
about
she's
Sarah?
an awesome woman. She is.
She is an awesome woman.
But I have a problem with being 45 and he's 60, almost 60.
Almost 60.
With going and signing a little piece of paper that says, Mother Sarah, I will not drink any more alcohol.
I see.
Hell, I would like to have a glass of wine before I go to sleep. I'm not stupid
when you're
drunk.
in shelter, it's like
It's
I need
a
that.
de-stressor. It relaxes you, helps you go to sleep.
and we're under a lot of stress.
Yeah.
We're under a lot of stress.
But we can go back to the Springs Rescue Mission, but we have to sit down with Sarah and like sign, Mom, I will not do this again.
I see.
That's basically what it is.
And at this point, I just refuse.
I'm sorry.
We've been doing this for, let's see, December, January, February, March.
Here in Colorado Springs?
Yeah, we've been doing this for 15 months now.
All right, but
I know how to survive.
yes.
And I would rather be outside and with my partner.
Oh,
And
yes.
you see how together we are.
Oh, yes.
I'd rather be outside and with my partner.
Unfortunately, the weather's turning nicer again, so it'll hopefully.
Well,
be
we were just
easier.
talking about this, and
We
like,
were-
we just have to get through March.
We just have to get through April or whatever. April 15th.
And we're already talking about buying another tent. But then we got to figure out where to put it, because the hot team is going to come and potentially confiscate it.
Yes. Which has already happened 3 times.
The homeless outreach team, I think that's a misnomer.
Yeah, I think it's a misnomer too.
It's a misnomer. All
It
they do
is.
is come and confiscate everything you've managed
They
to
don't
accumulate
help. They
to
don't
stay
do-
safe.
They do not help. They do not help.
No, they just take your stuff
Take your stuff and throw it away.
and they give you a ticket. And if you don't pay the ticket,
Right.
then they put you in jail.
oh,
And then that just
So now you
adds
owe more
to you owe money to the city. Well, I'm a homeless person with no income.
Well, we're going to go ahead and share your guys' story with as many people as we possibly can.
I don't
And
have
we're
any
gonna-
problem with it.
We're going to go ahead and get a GoFund account set up for you guys. And
Go fund.
when
This
people-
is crowdfunding.
When people hear your story and they're moved by it, they can reach out to make sure that you guys
Okay.
can get some help.
Okay.
And hopefully,
You
We're
have
not.
both of our
We are
permission.
not perfect people. We're not. But we
you have both of
prefer
our
to be
permission to do
outside
this.
than to be separated.
well, hopefully this interview will not only be able to help you guys in your situation, but help raise awareness for everybody that's in your kind of situation.
The Springs Rescue Mission is absolutely wonderful. Sarah Stacy is the director of the whole program, and she's been quoted on many homeless articles here. She's an absolutely wonderful person,
Yes.
and I have nothing against her.
But she has
Their
her
rules are their rules,
She has
and
her
they have their rules for a reason, because they don't deal with people like
And I
us
don't blame
mostly.
her at all.
They deal
I
with
don't blame
crazy
her at all.
people. You know, and they have to have the reasons.
Man, there's-
They have rules
there's-
for a reason.
There's some crazy people out
But
here.
unfortunately, it puts people like
Absolutely
us
crazy people out there.
out.
Then
So,
again, there's families.
without a stable place to live and a place where I can take a shower and put on some clothes and do my hair,
Yeah.
because I have my hair cut this way because I can't. You know, I don't have a place to wash it every day. I wash it in the sink, which is why I have it this short.
Yeah, you want. Yes, you did.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully things like this chat that we've been having will help to get people talking about the need to get those types of facilities out there.
Okay.
Because there's definitely a need for
Okay.
it. So.
Well, the other thing is, I have not called any agency that will help a couple that doesn't have children.
Oh, let's talk about that. If we're married,
Housing First would help
If
us
we're
if we had
married?
minor children that lived with us.
she has
We
to
can
get.
we can apply at
I'll let you
Housing
talk.
First, and I can apply for an apartment, and he can apply for an apartment, and we can get 2 apartments, but we can't get an apartment together because we don't have minor children. How much sense does that make?
Now that
That's
doesn't
a-
make any sense at all.
It's a great bit of regulatory logic right there, if I've ever heard it.
So we've
perfect
actually been
sense.
talking about, let's just go apply and get 2 apartments.
I mean,
Of course, if he's in my apartment for too many days, or I'm in his apartment for too many days, we'll get kicked out.
well, we're hoping I turned 9/11. I turned 60.
He's going to turn 60. He'll
On
get an old age
9/11.
pension.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll see what happens.
And he's been waiting on his disability claim for over 2 years now.
Jeez.
And we just got a notice about his hearing.
Yeah, we just got another.
And we just mailed off a thing for them to get
But,
updated
you know,
medical
it-
records for him to get his
It
disability.
takes so long.
Wow. Well, so it sounds like you guys do have some opportunities, hopefully, to improve your guys' situation over this next year.
Okay.
We're going to make sure that we can stay in touch with you guys, so that as people contact us wanting to reach out and help you, that we'll be able to make sure that they
Well,
do.
right now we don't have
Yeah.
a phone number.
We'll figure it out.
You can contact us through the Springs Rescue Mission.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get all the information. So
Definitely.
I want to thank you both, Heather.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, you can show this to whomever you want.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everybody goes.
Thank you.
If any of the stories that we've shared with you today have moved you in any way, please go to the website address at the bottom of this screen. Whether it's a contribution of $5 or $500, everything helps. And of course, there's no pressure, but your contribution can make a dramatic difference in somebody's life today.